Hey traders, it's Steve from the Stock Index Trading Room. I'm going to share, do a little update, sort of get you caught up on what happened this week with our new, we're calling it Room to Grow. It's Smart Super Trend entry signal method that we've employed. Before I get started, I want to share this with you. And if you've never read this, I would like for you to pause this video and take time to read that now, and then join us in a minute. If you're not familiar with our work, all of our indicators are Smart Renko bars, and all of the indicators that we use in the trading room each day were developed, coded, tested, refined, traded by Robin's World Cup trading champion, Rob Mitchell. A lot of you know that Rob, for an extended period of time, was the largest E-mini trader in the world. So we're very fortunate and very grateful for Rob's input into our trading. Our Smart Renko bars on this chart, our large reversal bars are 8 ticks plus any wick. The continuation bars are 4 ticks plus any wick. And they have been coded to match our other indicators. So in and of themselves, there is a distinct advantage in trading, and when we add it just as they're coded to the other things that we use, we have a decisive advantage in the market. So we're going to focus on the room to grow trade, and while we use these tools at the bottom are very, very powerful. The only tool that we're going to use for this trade signal is called Smart Super Trend, and it's these little appearing to be random red and light blue hash lines located throughout the chart. And I'm here to tell you they are anything but random. Now we have 2 separate entry signals to use Smart Super Trend, or SST, in our trading. One is just simply we have, you see as the market comes down, it's printing these red SST, it's red mark here. And we have a reversal bar that breaks this last print. It's that simple. Here's one, not very good. Here's one, not very good. Here's one, turned out to be pretty good. And so the first entry method is simply a Smart Renko reversal bar that is breaking an SST print. We're going to look at some other signals that generated this week. The second is this. One of the things that you'll learn to notice is that as we are in congestion and clutter, we're getting a lot of prints. And the market just, this stuff, a lot of resistance, a lot of support, very local areas of support and resistance. In a market, this push me, pull you, tug of war that it goes through all day, every day, is having trouble to move. When we get space between a reversal bar and an SST print, it typically means this is a very local pocket open zone that the market moves very quickly. Some of these are rather small in nature. This is right before the open in the US market. Some of these pockets are fairly large and they lead to substantial moves. We're going to look at both of these for Friday, May the 17th, and the signals that were generated with this system. We teach this, trade this, use this in the room each day in our trading room. So here we go, right off the open. We have a beautiful reversal bar up. We break this Smart Super Trend print, and you see away we go, 7 points. Okay, here we have a break, didn't go very far. Here we have a break, didn't go very far. These are defensive. and you would want to be defensive, especially as the market's trying to set itself in the morning. Here we have 10 o'clock, starting the second half hour of trading. A nice SST break that goes up and recycles and comes down. We have a historic statistical win rate of over 90% for the first bar, over 80% for the second bar, and almost 70% for 5 bars when you hold through reversals. So you can see some of these are going to generate trades that are pretty substantial. Now I'm going to do a little teaching here, which is my favorite thing. If you don't know my background, I am a PGA trained golf professional, and I've taught golf at the highest level to some of our game's greatest players for an extended period of time, and I like to teach. So anyway, you can see through here, we get prints. We've got a little open zone here. It comes back down through little pockets of open zone. But here we have something that's very unusual. We have 12 ticks before we have this long break. Well, I can tell you this, about 95 or so % of the time, we're going to reverse and go into this. We're going to reverse and break that. We have found that more than half the time we will go this much again. In this case, this is 3 points, so we would go 3 more. So we would get in this situation expecting a minimum of 6 points because we have this large space. What happens is there's no resistance in here. Push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. No resistance. So the team that's pushing is going to build a lot of momentum, and we're going to end up with this. So that's a lot of fun to know this is on the way. We're going to look at some other situations like that. That's not happenstance or random. We're going to look at some other situations that we get when we have these large pockets, and we get it followed by large moves. So here we have counter trend for sure. Nice 4 or 5 point winner, 4 point winner here. SST line break. Here's a green break of this red SST print. These are really easy to see. And we took this in the room, and we had some continuations in here down with these patterns on Trap Trader, Oscillator, and Smart Momentum. We had targets up in here. Thursday's close. I'm going to give you a freebie. On Friday, the ES tags Thursday's close 86% of the time. So when we're down in this area looking at this Batman, we've got a 20-point target up here that we know is 86% likely to hit. That's one of several key insights that we bring to our room members each day. But here we've got a pattern. This is a strong Batman on the end of this, and if you know our work, you know this is incredibly powerful. And this took a while to complete, you know, and we just try to hang in there, try to hang in there. And then look at this, pop, 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 pop. Once it broke the back of this, it exploded up. So another really fun trade, you know, the start, and then it ground out, excuse me, ground out a little bit. And then a beautiful pop up here to our daily targets. Large space here, 4 or 5 or more ticks. Here we've got 7 ticks, a couple of points we would expect a minimum of 2 more, which we got after what? 1 cycle, down, cycle, down, cycle, down. Okay, here's some more space, comes down, gets stuck. That happens, okay. I'm notorious for showing you up. Whoop, I missed one as soon as I say that. We'll show you all the signals. There's the 2-point winner, or a break even, or however you would do that. got a mark here. You can see here, my members are telling me some of our members have trouble seeing this. I'm going to point this out. I didn't mark it as a winner, but it was a winning trade. And in our daily and weekly recap, I did not count it. But you can see there's no print here and there's no print here. The last SST print was way over here. Well, you can see how it capped this, but as this reverse, there's nothing here. And look how freely that went up through there. It's a beautiful thing. So then we come into the afternoon. We get a line break. We're not a one-trick pony. Some of you know our work. We like red bars above red lines. That's why I left Smart Price Band on. Just a red bar above the red line. This has over 84% win rate, historical win rate for over a year for 2 points with a 2-point stop. So very powerful signal. But when you put it with some spacing, you know, Bayes' theorem would, you know, predict this at, I don't know, 95 or 96%. 5 points, 5 points, just a couple. Here, see this big space, two, at least two more. This big space, 2 points, at least two more, and then an SST break. So an SST, space, room to grow, SST break, room to grow, SST break, and on and on and on. Room to grow, a little break here. For the week, an SST line break, which is this signal, red bar breaking. We had two of the 44 signals, we had two that we took action. Like if we sold this, it went immediately against us. We had two that went immediately against us. We had three that went 1 point and then went against us. And then the remainder went for 3 or more points when you held through a recycle. The 5 or more tick space, the room to grow signal. We had 41 of those signals. 40 broke the previous SST print. And by that, we just simply mean, you see this blue cyan, we've got this red, there's the entry. 40 out of the 41 broke that, went in our favor, a minimum of that. So there was one of these signals that we had that immediately went against us. And 36 went for 3 or more points. So very powerful. In the room, we talk about statistical advantages in trading and standards away from random. And some of these signals have 4 standards away from random, which you know will get you up into the 90 percentile. We talk about that in the room regularly. Okay, some of this, just so you'll, it's like, I don't know, there's some space. You know, see how cluttered this is in here? Chop, 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 not going anywhere, not going anywhere. You know, we've got one here that would be hard to see. I didn't mark that one. That's a nice winning trade. We've got space, room to grow there, room to grow. This is capped off. Okay, that's, oh, look at this big space here telling us, hey, we're likely to go down. This was Thursday's open. Here we have this blue bar below the green line, or blue line we talk, green bar below the blue line we talk about. Here's another one. I think we had some red ones, just, you know, red above, red above. When you put those with an SST signal, they're dynamite. We'll find a couple of more of those for you. Here's Thursday. This, and this is unfortunate. I want to share this with you. We had this signal on the open, and then we had this reversal signal. We've got 5 ticks before this. We talked about it in the room. We said, hey, there's one, they're opposing signal. One's going to win and one's not going to win. So the market takes off. Well, one of the things that we know that we've tested is that each of these continuation bars, when it has a new SST print, there's an 83% likelihood of getting another bar. print another bar, print another bar. So when maybe we're hesitant in the beginning of something, or we get opposing signals, hey, I'm going to let it clear off. Well, what we would normally do would be let it come up, come back down. He goes down and up and 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 down and up, and all of a sudden it does that. We don't have to wait on that. We can take any of these continuation bars with a new Smart Super Trend print and have an 83% likelihood of the market going in our favor. Now, occasionally that would print, we would get one and it would come back. But at least it gives us a fighting chance to get in a signal if we would want. So there's Thursday's open. Let's look at Friday's open. That's pretty good. Thursday's open, that's pretty good. We'll go on. This is Wednesday during the day trading. You know, here we've got a green bar below a blue line. That's very powerful. We've got so many, I've got a lot of errors, so many factors. No SST. Those 5 points were just like, poof, just straight up. This was the day that President Trump announced they were going to hold off tariffs, and the market, you can see, got very, just started popping around, really got very unorganized. And we really didn't get, we've got some space here, and you can see we've got nothing above here, and it just goes and goes and goes and goes. There's nothing above that. For our European friends, Asian friends, look at this space and away we go. Look at this spacing here. We get line breaks, we get spaces. And just, you know, you can see that sticks out like a sore thumb, and it goes up. See this big space here, and it goes down. So we got a red above with some spacing. It continues down, it recycles, and it continues down. And every time we get into market resetting, you'll see all of these, you know, print all over the place. The market can't go anywhere, Starting to spread out, and we get a line break, and there we go, 6 or 8 points. Here's one of those that we would have sold the bottom tick. Right here. This is one of the, I think we had 2 of these for the week, maybe 3 of these for the week that just didn't go any in our favor. Large space here, large movement. Now I'm showing you this just to let you know that we get this all week. We didn't pick a good day. We just picked Friday. It's a big space here, and the market moves up. So you can get a flavor and a feel for, yeah, okay. This is happening all week long. Here's Monday. It's typically a sort of a indecisive day, but we had some signals that didn't go very far. Okay, we had this on fairly close to the open. Here's the open. We get a little move up, and then there's a second. I wanted to find these and show these to you. We get these, and we don't hide these. You know, this happens in trading. Here's some space, and it goes up. Here's a line break, and down we go, and down we go. Here's a counter trend. Didn't work very well, and on and on. Up, there's the third one. Okay, so I found all 3 of the line break that didn't go at least a little bit in our favor, that we weren't managing a winning trade. So that's a pretty detailed look at the week for this SST line break in this SST 5 or more ticks room to grow trade indicator and system. I want to talk for a second about what is an entry and what good is it, and then give you a little bit of information about where we are, and let you enjoy your weekend. We talk about entries, okay? What good is an entry? We have a lot of members that trade a signal as a standalone system. Okay, I'll get in here and I'll let it go to overvalued and I'll get out. Okay, I'll get in here and I'll go 1, 2, 5. I'll get in here and I'll go 2. I'll go 3. Whatever a trader decides is best for them, and we support that. And an entry can be a system. A signal can be a system all its own. Or you could say, well, Steve, I think we're going up, down, or sideways. And because of that, I think we're going up, so I'm not going to sell this and I'm not going to sell this, but I'm going to look for buy signals that support that, okay? Well, there's a beautiful one. That one didn't work. Here's a beautiful one. To go with the concept of larger time frame trading. We have a lot of swing traders in the room that are looking for this, not to do this, but to do this. Don't mind it coming back down. If they feel, hey, we're in an uptrend, I'm okay with anything that gives me buy signals, anything that gives me buy signals, and they would get in a trade like that and hold it. We love that and we welcome that. Other traders are in and out, in and out, in and out many, many times throughout the day. In the room, we encourage each trader to simply find what works for you. What are your strengths? Well, Steve, I'm pretty good holding trades. Well, let's find something and get in it and let's hang on to it. Well, Steve, I'm good at entering, but I'm not very good if it's going up in my favor. I'm not very good at watching it come back against me. Okay, well, we're going to get a really high historic win percent, and we're going to find trades that you can take small profit on and do very well. But we want you to trade to your strengths. Not everybody has the same strengths, but once you do that, you find that trading becomes much more consistent, substantially simpler, and normally people find that they're more successful. So if you have any questions, shoot me an email, support@stockindextradingroom.com. If you want more information, stockindextradingroom.com. And here's what we'd like for you to do. I'd like for you to come join us. We'd like for you to come and jump on some of these great trades that we're getting. We have some other things, some other brilliant things to share with you, but this has proven to be an incredibly popular and successful concept that our members are just having a blast trading and are being very successful with it. So we're going to continue to give you updates with our Smart Super Trend, SST line break, and room to grow trade. So here's for Rob in Stock Index Trading Room. This is Steve. We look forward to seeing you in the room and look forward to hearing your success stories. And we wish you the best in all of your trading.